Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Here, Bootsy has wandered off and abandoned us very tragically. But I'm working on Christmas presents right. Oh, hi, babies. Hi. I just said you abandoned us. I gotta flip you. Whee! You've been trapped. Oh, look at the Bootsy! Look at the Bootsy! We're so early and we already have Bootsy live. Oh, yeah. He is annoyed. Hey. Wow. I am currently working on this Yarnspiration Red Heart North Shore cover up. Oh, let's use on adventure. He's going to the ironing board. I think that's his new favorite spot, is the ironing board. That's where he's going, to the ironing board in front of the lamp. Don't know why. What are you doing? Hey! Hey! Those are Christmas presents, Bootsy. Leave those alone. And I had to take product photos of at least one of those. What you gonna? Hey! He's just... let's see if I can... Data Boy is... There the boy is. Gotta remember where I am. 2, 3, 31. Single crochet. Okay. Double crochet, chain 2. I remember where I am. Kind of stop mid thing. This is a new pattern for me. Oh, now that Bootsy's gone off here. This is a new pattern for me. So we'll see how it works out. I think this might be a fun like little Christmas gift. Maybe something a little light, some cover up. Just starting it, so we'll see if it's like a super big project. I might have to abandon it for now and work on other things. I've also been like debating what to make my brother. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Lucy's meal's ready. Make my brothers. So I've been debating like one of my brothers, probably like just a yarn, a cup koozie is what I'm thinking of. Maybe, ooh, golf club covers. Hold on. Golf club covers. Let me go to Ravelry and just look up some golf club covers. Ravelry. Log in. I don't know why it's patterns. Advanced search. Let's do crochet. There we go. I like this one. Let's see this pattern. Worsted weight and pretty sure if I remember worsted weight is 4, but and then okay, this is in US. I like this one. One of my brothers still might not use it, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. One of them I do have to work on faster, because they do have to get shipped to California. I'll probably use my own shipping bags and just like print my own labels, but oh, I think I'm supposed to only do one chain. Yeah. Also, I am making a couple changes. So I don't like doing chains on the end of a row, like to go up. So what I do is I'll do a stacked crochet. So all my stitches are double crochets. So I'm doing I'm just doing a double stack, so like a single crochet and a single crochet, and for all these double crochets on the edge, that does mean I have to be like aware of what I'm doing with like the starting chain when it says to skip so many stitches, because I'm only technically skipping 1 instead of 2, and it says 2 or none when it says 1, because I am crocheting into that first stitch technically. So that's something I've been being mindful of. But other than that, working along with this. Yeah. Hello, Vigar. Yes, I did decide to show up. I started a little bit later because I got home late from work. And then I had to pick up my old phone. So I did get a new phone since I lost the other one. It looks exactly the same because I got another pink phone and the exact same case. And then I'm just putting on, have my same pop wallet. And then I put my little charms on too. So it looks exactly the same as my old one. But part of the reason is the old screen was damaged and it just like kept getting damaged. I think I've gone through like 5 different phone screens on this one phone. So, hold on. Damaged my original. Got it replaced. Memorial Day weekend. I drove home to my parents, like home to my parents, which is an hour drive, only to find that half the screen had gone black and the other half of the screen I couldn't use the touch screen. So I had to drive an hour back to the shop because they're going to close for the weekend, and they had to put the old screen back on, order a new screen. So then that new screen got put on, so that's the third screen. My cat pulled the phone into the water. It fried that screen. So then I got a fourth screen. However, with this fourth screen, dust got into it. I was still under warranty at this point, but like dust had gotten into it. And so I took it to the shop and I was like, hey, can we get this dust cleared? Because it's over the camera lens and it looks like a dead spot. Well, so they were cleaning it. And while they were cleaning it, they damaged the screen. And so there was a black void that started growing. And so they had to order another one. And it was a hassle. And so while they ordered the other one, waiting for that to get shipped in, I ordered the S25 Ultra, because apparently the S25 Ultra was for the 125 was cheaper than the S25 Plus 512. Don't know why, but it was like $1,000, and this were like Black Friday sales that had started before. Like I bought the phone Tuesday, and so like these were early Black Friday sales. So I ordered it Tuesday because I was sitting at Verizon trying to like talk about a deal, see if I could go to Verizon and get the upgrade. And they were like, well, we sell the Ultra at that storage size for $1,600, and then the Plus at $1,450. I'm like, that is ridiculously expensive. Okay, what else do we got? So I looked on, they were gonna order it in, but I was going to like still kind of shop around. So I was on Samsung's website. I was like, okay, what is it on Samsung's website? Well, the Plus was $1,000. I'm like, well, that's still expensive, but cheaper than $1,200, So I went with the 12th. I was gonna go this, but because they had like mentioned the Ultra, I was like, for shits and giggles, let's see how much the Ultra would be on Samsung. It was $914. That's still expensive. Again, I acknowledge I am in a point of privilege to be able to buy a new phone that's almost $1,000, but it was still better than $1,600, which is their typical price, or at least Verizon's. So I got that one because it was also cheaper than the Plus, so why would I go for the Plus at the storage I wanted anyway? I didn't go up to a terabyte because I don't need a terabyte, but I did need more than 1256 or 256. So, what am I supposed to do at the end of this one? Okay, just double crochet. And so I did. I got it. It arrived on like Friday, I think, after Thanksgiving, but it arrived at my place. I wasn't here. So drove back to my place from Thanksgiving Sunday afternoon, because we got hit by the snowstorm. Set it up and took my old phone into the shop to get the new screen, because again, it was free, it was still under their warranty, and now my mom's gonna get that phone, and we're gonna trade in my mom's old phone, because my dad's still fine with his Note 9 from 2018. My mom kind of is fine with the Note 9 from 2018, because we did the same thing last time I upgraded. So she is going to get the 22 plus that I had. I'm doing it in the B's, right? But it's only... Yep. So she's doing the 22 plus once we clear that out. But part of the reason it works out for her, because she has damaged the camera on the Note 9. And so it just kind of works out better, because like now she'll have a working camera, the screen's new, so that works out. It's all hunky-dory, you know, everything's up. As long as my parents aren't watching, because I can see they're not on YouTube because they don't have Twitch. I did, should I say this, because they might watch the VOD and this is early enough in stream. Maybe I'll wait till we're longer into stream and say what I got my parents for Christmas, because I did a little sweet gift for them. I think they're gonna like it. I am slightly concerned about the level of protection my mom's gonna have with the phone, but it is what it is. She's just gotta be better about taking care of her stuff. That's on her. But I'm just crocheting along this pattern. What else? So for Thanksgiving, we had traditional turkey, stuffing, butternut squash, pumpkin pie, mashed potatoes. It was garlic mashed potatoes. Kind of meal. It's very solid, very good. Love, oh, I goofed. To make sure double crochet stuff. What else? My brother and niece were there. She did like the butternut squash, which we were all kind of shocked with, because she doesn't typically like anything with butter, but so we had made like plain butternut squash with her. She doesn't do buttered vegetables, nothing. But for the butternut squash, my mom did like this maple syrup cinnamon glaze. It was so sweet. It was the nice little extra sweet. Like you couldn't have too much of it because it was just sweet enough. But maple syrup, cinnamon glaze on this butternut squash, and my niece liked it. She actually preferred the glazed over the plain one. Granted, it was a sugary glaze, so she might have just liked that it was sugary. But you know what? Not gonna complain. Not going to complain. She ate it, We had a good time. My brother's dog's doing a lot better. She's looking up health wise, so that was nice to see. What else? I did finish the bag for my aunt and then I also finished the mini bag. So this is like something I would put, like you could put like scrunchies or something in it. So I was working on a small one of these. Let's see. Oh, not what I wanted. I'm clicking wrong buttons. But I made like a small one of these in the purple and blue colors. And I think she liked it. She had asked for it. But then I just threw in, like, for bonus, the extra little bag. I think I'm gonna start, like, because I've talked about how I don't love making the big bags too much because it is just a little bit tedious. So I think I'll stick with either making the medium sized or I'll make the mini minis, which are like, they're about the size, like the size, they can like fit a scrunchie perfectly. And the reason I do that size is actually the first time I made it was I didn't have a bag for a wedding gift. I had given the bride scrunchies for a wedding gift and I didn't have a bag for it. And so I crocheted a little bag using that pattern, and the rest was history. That's how I made the little mini bag. It's 14 stitches per side, so it works out pretty nicely. It's still like, you still gotta like actually like crochet this stuff, but it's not too bad. It's just, you know, it's the color changes. I currently have one that I'm working on for a Christmas gift. Also, while I'm talking about some Christmas gifts, because I know my brother and his girlfriend don't watch the stream, I also finished my sister-in-law's Christmas gift. I don't know if I started it on stream or not, but it's this little kind of like, that was my speaker. It's this little like it does not go with the color I'm wearing right now, but just like this little raglan top. I do have to laugh. My mom kind of made the joke of like, oh, like it's not gonna cover her chest. I'm like, it's not supposed to. You're supposed to wear clothes under this. Like, this is literally just like travel sleeves. It's like, oh, I have this really cute neutral outfit. Let me put sleeves on it but it doesn't cover like my neutral outfit. That's what this is. So this is the design. It's a top down raglan. Let me try to find the YouTube channel that I follow the start of the tutorial for. Okay, videos. Okay, it's the ABOC Studio. It's the crochet top-down crop top tutorial for beginners, easy and free pattern. That's what I use for like this centerpiece, and then the sleeves, I like continue the like stitch pattern she's doing this. Hello, hello, Chad Wilkinson 420. Also known as Ben. This is my coworker Ben, who's hopped in stream. Welcome, first time chatter Ben / Chad Wilkinson. You have some interesting like server names, like you got some interesting usernames. Like, you got Coco Melon in your Discord name, Chad Wilkinson in your Twitch name. This was the shirt I finished. I got my tag on the back here, kind of like covering up the center seam connection, but like I still, you know, I think it will look nice. But yeah, this is on top. I'm debating if I should like wash this, like do a, not like machine wash it, but do like a batting wash, kind of like just like get it, the fiber soaks everything about as loose as possible so it doesn't change too much when she washes it for the first time. Will already have been like wet and like through the cycle, but it is like an acrylic yarn, so it doesn't change too much. I know it can still flow differently. This is also an acrylic yarn that I'm working with for this swim top. I gotta go back to the pattern. Okay. Back to the pattern. So, Chad, I hear One Piece is real. So my coworker is currently watching One Piece, so, and I hear it's real. But he's got, oh, the lamps went out. That's my plant lamp. For my succulents that are just off a frame. Okay. What is next? Chain 3. Okay. Well, that sounds like a personal problem. But it is only two group lunches, you know? Yeah, you gotta get one in during lunch, you know? Maybe you gotta go to that 1.5 speed. Maybe you'll get your numbers up then. Okay. Skip the first 2 stitches. Okay. In the next double crochet, okay, now we're doing the V-stitch earlier instead of in the chain. Okay. We're doing it in the actual stitch. Changing it up. Ben, if you missed it, this is my first time doing this pattern. I am making a Christmas gift, kind of like swimsuit cover for a Christmas gift, and so this is a new pattern for me. I've also decided that I'll do golf club covers for my 2 brothers. One of them is going to get probably Packer colors, and the other is going to get Badger colors. I haven't decided which one should get which. I could do Bucks colors instead. I'm probably going to give the Callie brother Packer colors. Maybe the Wisconsin brother Bucks colors, but he does typically ask for Bucks stuff for Christmas. Also, now you can see why my Spotify rap is so lo-fi heavy. Just because this is what I got in the background of my streams. Also, let me know if it's too loud. I can always like lower it a bit. So it's actually background noise and not all that's there. Did I goof? Might have goofed. Hold on. Oh, I goofed. Okay. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh! I barely goofed. I just slightly goofed. In the next... Okay. Now I'm back to double crocheting and chain 1 spaces. This is crochet, so this is 1 hook. This is not knitting. This is, hold on. Also, why do your emojis randomly like not make emojis, or are you like just actually typing crying face? Also, no, you're fine. You're just typing your emojis instead of like actually too lazy. Okay. I have some knitting somewhere. Am I supposed to do anything different on this? No. Hold on. I got some knitting. I'll go grab it quick. The Bootsy Boo also should be around here. Maybe getting up will summon him. Bootsy Boo! Bootsy Boo! On. Okay. I have some knitting to show you. Well, I'm not counting too much. I'm just making sure that like I'm not veering from the pattern, especially because I'm following a pattern. Like depending on like how repetitive the pattern is, you don't necessarily always have to follow it. This is not coming when summoned. Where'd you go? That's wild. He always comes when I summon him. Oh, there you did come! My baby! Wow, look at my baby! Yeah? Yeah. Thank you for the kisses. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. Well, I can tip the camera down. Hold on. Maybe too far. There we go. This is Booty. He's the true star of the stream. Yeah. Yeah. This is how we get sidetracked on stream, by the way. So, okay, I was going to show you knitting. So knitting uses 2 needles like this. They don't always have this cord. Sometimes they do. They come in different sizes. So like this pink one is smaller than the green one. Oh, he's curious. Don't eat it. He likes to eat metal. Or they can be circular needles like this, which means your 2 ends are connected. That's how these are. That's what this red cable is. My 2 ends are connected. Or, oh, that's not for chewing. Pick that up before he thumbs it on the ground. What I'm doing now is finding my project again. I'm doing crochet. It's got this hook that you can kind of see. Yes, Bootsy, you can inspect it. Don't chew metal. It's bad for your teeth. Metal is bad for your teeth, Bootsy. On. There you go. This can go over there because it's done. And I've shown stream. What is it? What is it, sir? Scratch your face. Scratch your face. You're gonna abandon me? Bootsy, don't go. He abandoned me. How dare he? I should bring my pillow up though, because it's good for my posture. Okay. Back to whatever this pattern is. Okay. Yeah, there's like some counting in patterns, but it's not too extreme. Like, okay. Like, you gotta know what row you're on. Okay. Oh, did I? Okay, so like here, chain 4, oh, I just like never finished the row. What was I doing? Just never finished what I was doing on this piece. Okay, whatever. Let's just make it to the end of the row. Not making it to the end of the row can cause struggle in finishing your row. Okay, now I can go back to my repeat. Okay, this goes up to row 15. So I'm doing a size medium. And here I'm doing my V's into the double crochet, so I'm skipping the first space, and then in the double crochets instead of the spaces. That's how I'm reading this, at least. I might be wrong, but we'll find out. It's one of those things where it's always can be like mind altering doing a new pattern, because especially when you've been doing like very samesies, like old faithful kind of patterns that like, oh, I know this by heart, I know what I'm doing over and over again. Like it can be a little slower to like find a groove as you get to know the pattern. Sometimes you never learn the pattern and it's just constantly, just feeling like you're changing. But like for me, some of my like tried and trues are that bag, because I can like size it up, size it down, depending on what I want. When I'm doing smaller sizes, it's relatively easy because then you just need like an even face size. And then like my small size, I do 14 stitches per edge, and then it's small enough, I'll split into two. I could probably do the same if I went up to like 16 or 18 per edge, and then do 8 and 9 respectively for the stripes if I want to go a little bit bigger. But I'll probably just stick with 7. But when your edges start getting longer, but you want to keep your stripes feeling the same size, then it gets into like math where it's like, okay, I'm doing 20. Okay, so like the medium size is 144 stitches in the circle, and there are 6 sides. So that's 12 per side, but so your edges don't get too thick, you do 9 for all the edges. And that one's like, I didn't have to do the math, the pattern did it for me. However, when I want to size up to like the slightly larger size, like the slightly larger bag, I believe I do 160. And then I divide all the pieces into, no, it's not 160, it's 6 times, what is it? I think it's 6 times 13. No. It's either 156 or I think it's 168. So what I have to do for that is I have to do some kind of seemingly random rows because I want to spread them out. I don't want to like cluster them or like anything. So I'm trying to like spread them out of 11 to like, because if I do 10, it's only 160, and then you either have one really thick one or you try to like randomly throw in an 11 here and there, and so then it's 168. Now that's technically you need 8 11 sections, so one's gonna have multiple, actually technically you have 12, because your last section is always going to be one extra to make your spiral. So you do your spiral pattern just to offset it by 1. I don't want to like offset it to a 12. That just doesn't make sense to me. I only crochet. Yeah. Okay, 10, 11. Sorry, 10, 11, 12. Now I'm on to 13. Okay. Getting back into it. It looks like this pattern is... I'm gonna end on an odd row for this section of the pattern. It's gonna go up to 15, so I'm on 13 now. But yeah, actually crochet, to like do a lot of the cool stuff in crochet or knitting, you do gotta do a bit of math. I don't mind it. Typically it can be mental math. You might get big enough numbers, you might want to try to like plan it out and calculate it a bit, but otherwise it's not too bad. And this isn't working up too slowly. Like, I am still slightly concerned because I do want to like finish stuff for Christmas, but like it's one of those things where like the piece I'm working on now, I could like in theory save it for next Christmas because like I'm already making something and like she's gonna get a lot from me, but oh well. Bevan's... Well, I know how to knit as well, but crochet is nicer for three-dimensional objects. I don't know if I'd ever give like them a soul. I feel like that's risky. You know, number one rule of creating is never bring inanimate objects to life because inanimate objects will come back with vengeance typically. I have made a Barbie version of my mom and my dad technically. So I have two Barbie versions of my mom. My mom has one of them. I have this one. Like I said, that typically works out bad for people. Like, don't mess with putting souls in inanimate objects, because that's how you get possessed or haunted things. Yeah, that's a whole can of worms that like it's unsafe to open. Like you don't want to open that can of worms. Like that's super risky. Yeah. Like I think yeah, I mean, if you actually look at old pictures of my grandma, I think my mom looks a lot like my grandma. My mom's side of the family has a very strong, like, physical trait. So, like me, I actually look like two of my aunts. One, like, I didn't see it growing up as much, but if you look at old photos of her, I looked very much like her when she was young. It's just she was dealing with autoimmune disease a lot, so she was very frail when I knew her, and so by then we just didn't. You couldn't see it, but the one aunt that is still alive, you absolutely do see it. Like we can trade glasses. Like we're not like identical. Like there are facial differences still, but like you can tell we're related. We have very similar face shapes. We have like very similar like teeth and like smile. I weirdly have behavioral characteristics of the one aunt who I look like that was very frail though. Weirdly enough, like I'm the only one in my family that like actually like pushes my glasses up at the brim of my nose. everyone else kind of does it from the sides. But the one frail aunt, like she did that. She loved her long nails. Not chain. Yeah, just really interesting, like some of the physical characteristics we share. My cousin looks so much like his dad. It's crazy. I mean, I still look like I look related to my mom, obviously, but like I just physically look like my aunt, and I share a lot of those like similar attributes. But yeah, genetics are weird. Like some traits are just strong, but like we all have like very distinct smiles. So like people that knew my aunts and uncles can like tell we're related because they're like, oh, you have that family member, like that distinct family name smile. So it's always interesting. I will say, so I didn't grow up too far, actually, like a 5-minute drive from where my parents grew up. So like I interacted with like a lot of people that knew my parents growing up, or like my siblings, and I would actually get called, especially by like older folks who might have been starting to go senile. I would actually get called typically one of my two aunts' names, depending on who they actually knew, what mindset or they were thinking about at the time. You know, it's just depending on like who they were thinking about, how depending on how what they do remember, but they do remember like the look of the family. It's very distinct. And there were 12 of them, so there was high chance they knew one of them if they grew up or lived in the town for any amount of time. It was a small town. Small town, no small town. You know? Oh, I'm gonna fasten off here? Oh, am I supposed to leave a long tail? I don't know. Doesn't mention a tail at all. Jeez. I think this pattern is actually worked in pieces though, so I think this is supposed to be like just the left back panel. I'll have to figure out, I'm going to, I'm gonna assume a longer tail. Okay, so whatever. I think this is like supposed to be like this. So like it's the left back panel piece, right? So like here's part of the shoulder, here's like part of the armpit, and then the back neck, right? So shoulder, yeah. Okay. On to the right side. Did I mess up? Is this supposed to be straight? It's gonna make me chain. I don't like the look of a chain though. See, this section was fine though. Did I like goof up somewhere? Yeah, you drop a stitch because you're not chaining. Hold on. Did I read that wrong? Okay, chain 3, skip the first 2 stitches, V-stitch, and V-stitch is a double crochet, chain, and double crochet. Okay, but it doesn't say chain anywhere. And a chain 3 just counts as a double, so I'm losing a stitch that whole time with the first spot. Skipping 2 stitches. Yeah, I'm skipping that first gap. Interesting. Because this should be 14 the whole time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I dropped one somewhere. Where? Yeah, I'm losing a V every single time. Where's it supposed to be? Chain 4. I see where I goofed. No! Now the question is, do I try to salvage this? Or do I just remake it the whole... So, my mistake was on this square row. These square rows. I'm supposed to be... No. In the last chain 1 space, double crochet. Chain 1. Yeah, no, I'm doing that right. So this is 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so it's 13 chain 2 spaces, and then 1 chain 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, and then a 1 chain 1 space. Maybe the right side directions are written differently. Let's see if I can figure out the right side directions. Okay. Chain 3, skip to chain 1, and then sorry. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then single crochet through. Okay, then I'm gonna do my double crochet. Skip the 2, which is just the 1, and then V. Skip the next 2 and V. Skip the next 2 and V. Two and V. And then just double crochet. And we should have 4 V stitches. Lumens? Is that expansion on no, I don't. I do not know this cartoon. It looks kind of wholesome, but I know the internet, so I don't know if I want to take that risk of calling it wholesome. Little My. I look like Little My. Lumens. Little My. I feel like that's supposed to be a villain. Oh, friend. Small but fierce friend. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Vigar. It's the bun on top. I guess, yeah. I do kind of got the bun on top right now. Chain one gets that one. Double crochet. Then I chain two and I get to the next V. Chain two. Next V. V. It might be the hair, in all honesty. Then I chain one. And then in that stitch. Okay. Now I go to 4 and I'm gonna skip the chain one space. No, they're calling it chain one space though, not stitch. They're being very explicit about the chain one space. Okay. V stitch in the next 4. I think I know where I went wrong. In the next 4 double crochets. I don't know if I can recover my, because the left one says X3. Yeah, I was crocheting in the double crochet space, not the double crochet, which is why when I switched to double crocheting, okay, so see how this is angled and weirdly this is not? That's because when I got here I switched what I was doing and I weirdly switched the correct way. But I don't know if my tail is long enough. So I could... I can frog all the way back and just redo the left panel. I just have to do... Whoa. It just might not be long enough. So we'll see when we get there. Okay. There we go. Go. There we go. Go. Frogging, frogging, frogging. As we do, we frog, and we frog, and we frog. We frog, we frog, we frog, and we frog. Did I do these right? Frog. 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 Granted, I did start this at like super late at night, so I was kind of exhausted when I started this. Oh, I didn't need to frog this far. Okay. I'll set that to the side. I don't know if that's going to be enough. At least we figured out at one panel instead of like 2, 3, 4 panels being done. Figured out still soon enough that like it was one panel lost, not 5. But I'll keep working on the right one because that's what's attached right now. I'll try to salvage that one. It might not be enough yarn to salvage that. So, might just be a loss. Might be able to like do a belt or like the tie piece with that yarn though. So like I'm not gonna let the yarn go to waste if I can't use it for the vest piece. But yep, now I see where I had gotten wrong. Hold on. V. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ah, oops. And each of the double crochets in the 3rd chain. Okay, do my double crochet of turning chains and then okay. Drop the loop from hook, join a separate strand of yarn in the top of the 1st stitch in row 1. Okay. Okay, what I'm gonna do I am gonna go back to left and see if this works, because if not, I will use part of this yarn for the step it's having me do next in the right side, instead of cutting off more yarn or going into another ball of yarn. So I'm gonna try to get back to where I was. Okay. Okay. Let's scroll up. 1. Okay. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm gonna turn. Then I'm gonna chain 3, which is my stack, and then I'm gonna V in the top of the double crochet instead of in the spaces, which is where I goofed before, because I was always shorting myself on 1 because math. Alright. We're getting back to it, guys. Bootsy still abandoned us. Okay, double crochet, 3rd chain, and then I'm gonna chain 31. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 31. Okay, do a quick count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 31. Woo! Okay. And I'm gonna single crochet down, so should end up with 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, thank you, Bootsy. 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay. I put 30. 37. 38. 39. 40. Yay! For 1. For 2. For 3. 45. Yay! Yay, Boosie, I got my count right. Yeah, yeah. Boosie, we got the count right. Yeah, and you were such a good helper. You ate the yarn as best as you could. Yeah. Yes. And you're just gonna lay on my yarn, aren't you? Aren't you? There you go. There you go. What is it, Booty? Yeah. Oh, thank you for the kisses. Thank you for the kisses. Yeah. Aren't you just a cutie? Yeah, you little fluff. You little fluff. He's just a fluff ball. I could feel him purring against me earlier. He's just a... Just wants the string. Why won't I let him have the string? Yeah, you're my little motorboat. Yeah. Boop. Boop. Eskimo kisses. Okay, what am I doing next? First 2 stitches. V.